It's time for our daily dose of cope, and we have Tasha Spotson out in the field talking to a poor MAGA. He says, I wanted to own the Libs. Now I can't afford my rent. All I have left is my racism. It's just hitting him in the feels. He can't even rent a Lib. We got some good stories to get to, some Dear Don letters. We have a treasure trove of cope today. Let's jump into it. I haven't done many Dear Don letters lately. We're going to change that today. So let's jump into these. This is Brian. Brian is so MAGA, he made this his cover photo for Facebook. But here he is talking to Trump saying, nothing in my life has changed since I voted for Trump. Gas is still high and it keeps going up. I started buying from locals for produce. When will the simple man get relief? Nothing has changed since January, so he's still a poor. It's wild out here. The way these people think that they have some kind of working relationship where they can just talk to him is crazy to me. But Melanie says, we love you, but please stop detaining people that are working productive citizens while trying to renew their green cards. I have a friend who owns multiple businesses and is being detained. Please help. The casual racism of some of these people is grating, but it's typical of these people. It's typical of these people. That's the reason why I don't understand Black MAGA or the MAGAtinos. But anyways, this woman, so this was posted in the You Voted for That subreddit. It's titled, She Voted Against Biden and His Monkey Sidekick, and her son's coffee company is hurting due to Trump's tariffs. So back in December, Julie says, that's why we voted him and his monkey sidekick out. Calling her a monkey is so wild to me. Like, I don't know. The racism just addles their brain. But anyways, this is what she said on August 3rd. This is what she said on August 3rd, talking directly to Donald Trump. My son works for a coffee company and he says the tariffs are hurting their business, raising the price of coffee, hurting the farmers and closing small coffee shops. Is it possible to lower the tariffs on coffee and save these farmers? So just, this one's impacting me. I did vote for the racism. I didn't vote for this to hurt the people like me, the whites. Under this post, Fearless Metal says, why do they talk to him like they know him? And then This Chaos is Killing Me says, it reads like letters to fascist Santa. Sir, can you please, girl, he's not reading your comments. You're a number, you're a view, you're a vote, you're a click. You don't exist to him. Bethster says, it reads like letters to fascist Santa. I laughed so hard at this, my husband had to whack me on the back because I was choking on Pepsi. And then Pamela Ely says, it's called a parasocial relationship. These people really think that Donald Trump is listening to them, reading their Dear Don letters. That's the reason why we have to make fun of them, because they're dumb. Now we have Kevin talking to Donald Trump about technology and currency. I'm totally sure that Trump was really wondering what Kevin had to say on this. He says, Mr. President, I understand how America needs to be engaged with future technologies or we will be cut out. I hope you realize, though, that some current old tech needs to be codified by Congress so it can never be lost as an option. For instance, all this new computer tech, there are plenty of older folks still around who do not know how to operate a computer, and they should not be forced to lose their independence by making computers the mandatory vehicle for communication and transaction. The other is currency. Currency must be made the dominant method of payment so anyone who earns a paycheck can demand payment in cash, so that employees can still receive a paycheck and take it to the bank and demand U.S. currency for it. Otherwise, the corporations are going to enslave us to technology and and deny us our autonomy and, by definition, our freedom. Because obviously, Donald Trump just needed Kevin to weigh in on this. Remember when Trump called his supporters stupid because they actually believed the Jeffrey Epstein hoax? even though he campaigned on it. I remember, and so do his supporters, and many of them are still really hurt that he called them stupid. I call them dumb all the time because I do believe that MAGA equals dumb. But still, let's look at what Frank is saying. Dear President Trump, I'm a person who voted for you 3 times. I believed in you, but I am not stupid. I'm certainly not a weakling like you just referred to me as. And you said, I don't want their support. Okay, you win. You just lost my support. I really thought you were the answer to this backwards ass country, but obviously you aren't. Same old, just a different last name. It's quite clear now that you don't care much anymore for the people that voted for you. How political. I'm a pawn once again. Pretty sure you just threw the midterm elections too by stating you don't want our support anymore. I will not vote for anybody you endorse. In fact, as much as I hate Democrats, I'll vote for the Democrat to spite your magnanimous butt before I vote for someone you endorsed. You also sealed J.D. Vance's political career, at least with me. I really wasn't a big fan of his, but he did grow on me as the campaign went on. I will not vote for him now, ever. I don't know. I'm just one person, but I have a feeling I'm not alone. You just alienated a lot of people that supported you. I really hope that this is true. Now, I'm not one to get on the side of these MAGA people. I detest them. I detest these people that voted for him 3 times. But I am watching. I'm collecting their tears. They are so hurt. And it makes me happy. Oh, it makes me happy. It makes me happy because they burnt down everything. And now they're crying that they're being impacted. So I'm going to laugh at them. Yes, we're all outside watching the fire. But these people expected something more. And they're not getting it. And in fact, they are sad. And I relish in their sadness because I detest them. I detest them so much. So this is the reason why this is my cope. Making these videos daily at their sadness is my personal cope. Y'all just get to watch it with me. I just discovered a subreddit that reposts these Dear Don letters. It's called Prayers for Trump. Like the other comment we saw earlier, they talk to him like he is fascist Santa. So this person's name is BR. We'll just call her Bree. We'll say that this is a woman. Saying, Mr. President, please, we need constitutional carry in all 50 states. Here in California, they obstruct in every way possible, from going through background checks just to buy ammunition and charging a special tax on ammunition. And in some places, drag their feet on getting a carry permit. We need to protect ourselves against the illegals that want to harm us. Thank you, sir, for what you have done so far. And thank you for your attention to this matter. The interesting thing is we need a constitutional carry. That would mean changing the Constitution. And I highly doubt that a person like Bree knows and understands how you change the Constitution. Now we have a Facebook post from a person named Jamie Rivera. One of his old posts says, if you're still a Democrat, you're a terrorist. Oh, the failed insurrectionists, though, those are not terrorists. That's the reason why over 1,500 or 1,600 got released from jail. Those people are not terrorists, just the Democrats. Now he wants to get to the bottom line about these Doge checks. Jamie says, doing such great work that we voted for, now that Elon Musk is done with Doge, are the dividend checks that were talked about being sent to American taxpayers going to come to fruition? Thought that it should go to the deficit, but then again, we've all been struggling for so long. I think since it's our own money that was embezzled, it should go to us as a check dividend. It'd be very helpful to me right now. I'm only speaking for myself, so send me that $5,000. I'm struggling in this economy that you said was going to improve, but I'm struggling, so please send me some money. Juan Hernandez. All right, he says, President Trump, I'm a Puerto Rican and a U.S. veteran. I love the USA. Why are you coming after Puerto Rico? We have fought in every war defending our country, USA. This can't happen. Making Puerto Rico an independent state. Allow Puerto Rico to vote to become a state before this happens. I have never asked you for anything, but Puerto Rico be an independent country will ruin the PR island. Please take this in consideration. We love the USA. We always have. Please thank you for your attention to this matter. These people really think that he's listening to them. It's hilarious to me. I can't remember which subreddit I got this one from, but they compiled this woman's tweets. So starting in 2022, these are some tweets. She was tweeting to Fox News. Joe Biden plagiarizes President Trump's policy, lower prescriptions crime, decrease crime, etc. Now we have open borders, out of control crime, inflation through the roof, food, rents are skyrocketing and getting worse. Joe Biden lies a lot. And then she says, President Trump was one of the best presidents we ever had. Look at what we have now. A weak, look how she spells weak, like the days of the week. A weak, pathetic, has progressive dementia, has to read his script with no T, still screws it up. The world knows he's not running the show. Our country is being destroyed. Open borders, inflation, and more. Open borders is that with the, oh goodness gracious. Okay, never mind. Let's keep it moving. I will continue to say that Trump supporters are dumb, but okay. She continues. This one is to Mitch McConnell. Our country is being destroyed. Open borders. She has a hard time. That is not how you spell borders. Open borders. Danger of a terrorist attack. Inflation. Illegals giving fee everything. Thousands of vets homeless. The damage the Dems have done, if it can be repaired, will take decades to reverse. Why didn't you and the GOP fight for President Trump? Now, this one at the bottom to MSNBC saying, oh my God, look what this president in name only, actually whoever is actually in charge have done, is doing to our country, the border crisis, Afghanistan, inflation, and more. Our country is in trouble. Worse, we are in danger, getting worse by, spelled like buy some groceries. Worse by the day, our country is being destroyed. So many of these people should have been left behind because what the hell is this even? What the heliante? Now let's come into the present. Remember, Trump was everything. Biden with dementia was terrible. She says everything is going up. Food, gas, rents, everything. My insurance deductibles have gone up. The job market sucks. I was laid off a year ago. I lost count how many resumes I sent out. They don't respond. Most are fake jobs. I voted for Trump. Things are getting worse, not better. She continues, you are arguing with your guest about prices going up. I was going to buy, and she says BY, like she really flip-flop, please. I was going to buy roast beef yesterday. A small roast, hardly enough for 2 people, was $47. Eggs, not cage-free, are $3 a dozen. Gas, $3.29 a gallon. Every time I go to the grocery prices have gone up. I feel you, Kitty. I do feel you about that. She says, I see people food back because they can no longer afford to pay the high prices. Things they desperately need. Stop acting shocked when your guest tells you everything is going up. They are right. Stop lying to the public. Where are the jobs? Companies are not hiring. Most jobs posted are fake. Rent's going up by $100 or more monthly. People are being evicted. They can't pay the skyrocketing rents. Landlords are price gouging. You have to make 3 times the rent to get approved on rents that are already unaffordable, and most people do not make enough to get approved, even if your credit is good. Something has to give before it gets worse than it is now. I voted for President Trump. He has to start focusing on the U.S. Yes, he is making deals with other countries and closing the border. It isn't benefiting American citizens. Illegals are still working everywhere and getting everything free. Cincinnati is overwhelmed with illegals. I voted to kick out the illegals. I voted for my racism. I didn't vote to continue to be poor. I'm a poor and I'm still poor and I just don't get it. I'm going to end with PC Bearcat. PC Bearcat was ecstatic that these asylum seekers wouldn't get an appointment to talk about seeking asylum in the United States, saying back in January, we voted for this. Sorry, not sorry. Then PC Bearcat is responding to an old post from Tim Pool talking about, I thought people were mad about the tariffs. So PC Bearcat says, I am. I voted for Trump. Our small business is being hurt terribly. Terribly. I will have to lay off employees soon just to survive. And to that, I will say, good. You voted for these people. I hope you actually lose. I hope you lose your business. Anybody that voted for this and was a business owner, I hope they lose their business. I hope they end up losing their house. I hope that they struggle. I hope that they're stressed every single day. I hope this and I pray for this every single day because this is what they voted for. And Trump said that he was going to do all these tariffs. They knew Trump was a terribly petty man. Trump started a trade war with these people, but he had a trade war in his first term. So this is what these people deserve. We, people with some sense, don't deserve this. I do understand that. But these people, they burned down the house. We're all watching the flames, but I'm enjoying watching these people suffer because we expected it. The people that voted against this mess expected it. These people thought that they were going to get something, and then they get nothing. And I hope that they get screwed 7 ways to Sunday. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, where's my...
Well, I just spoke to my mother who's in the nursing home. You know, she and my family have told me for the past 10 years to keep my mouth shut and to not offend people with my, political views, because my political views are, let's take care of people. Let's not be assholes. And let's not lie about facts, because immigrants are not more dangerous than the men that have my skin color. Never have been. Never will be. Ever. We are the predators. It's on every single map. It's charts and graphs, man. If you have problems with numbers, it's basic charts and graphs. Okay, but I digress. My mom called. She's already heard about what's happening at the nursing homes because she lives in a nursing home. Thank God my brother put her in a nursing home in Kansas and not Missouri. That's her only hope, is that she's in a blue state. Of course, Kansas is still full of a whole bunch of, my dad used to say, sunflowers and sons of bitches, but I loved Kansas. Missouri's the sons of bitches. Missouri's holding a special election, trying to get everybody redistricted because they are the boot-lickin'est boot-licking. What does Trump have on them? He's holding everybody hostage. But now, here's where they fucked up. They passed that big, beautiful bill, and everyone said, oh, we're going to get all these people that don't deserve Medicaid off of Medicaid. Shit, whatever. Y'all that don't understand how anything works, that's not how it works. There's nobody on Medicaid that doesn't fully qualify for Medicaid. They only look through your fucking doctor's records. Idiots. Okay, but my mom called, and she's not sure what she's going to do. And the only good thing, and if this video got out to my brother, he would say, yeah, there's my sister. We told that motherfucker never to vote for Donald Trump. My brother there are familial responsibilities in 29 states out of 50. And what that means is, it's a little known fact that children are responsible for their parents. That's for their food, clothing, housing, and medical care. The children are financially responsible for their parents. Now, you may have had a bad mom. You may have had a horrible dad. But because of the fact that they are your parent, there is a little known fact called a filial, Fillal, I believe it is, responsibility. Means that you are responsible for all of the bills, for all of your mother's medication, for all of your mother's welfare, for her clothes, for her food. Oh, she's not going to get SNAP benefits because we already cut all the SNAP benefits. So I hope you don't mind working a third job to take care of your mom. And I told my mom this afternoon, good thing her son's Republican. The only family member in our family that is Republican is one of my brothers. And we don't know what the fuck happened to him. I mean, we're all Democrats. As far as the eye can see, we've got one lone Republican, but he's the one that insisted on voting for Donnie John. So now he's going to be finding out because I have one brother that is not super healthy, not able to take care of my mother. And then I'm out here in California. I'm not bringing her out here. I don't even have a place to live out here where I could take care of her. Dadgummit. You know, I saw a gal that was a physical therapy tech, and she's like, well, they said they were going to send my dad home from the nursing home, so I went down a rabbit hole. What fucking rabbit hole? We've been telling you they were lying. We told you they were lying. You don't need to go down a rabbit hole. All you need to do is listen to other humans. See, the only way that we were able to come from the East Coast to the West Coast is we got into a wagon trail with a bunch of other people, and we circled our wagons together. We've always done that since the beginning of humanity. We listen to each other and take advice from each other. That's how we survive in this big, crazy, fucked up place called Earth. We have done that since we began speaking. We chose a leader, the person that was the smartest, the person that was the most qualified, no matter what color their skin was, and no matter where they went to college, or even if they had a cackly laugh. Apparently Marjorie Taylor Greene is sick of the good old boys club. You think? You think? The whole thing is a good old boys club. Trump is out here saying today that he's not going to give federal funds to anybody that doesn't support all of Israel's companies. You don't think he's not holding something over on those people? The Republicans that keep bending to him? Would you bend to that man? Can you imagine what it's like to be his wife? Can you imagine what that disaster is like? Every time she says something happened, he says, no, it didn't. Every time she wants to talk about something, all he's got coming out of his mouth are lies, lies, lies. Just more lies. Lies for her and lies for him. Lies for all of them. Because all they do is lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. So we have disabled people in our red states trying to decide, can I get to another country? Or do I just have to have a plan B here? Because I will not sit here with no food, no medicine, and no place to live. We've abandoned our elderly. And the people that act like they're surprised, we all fucking told you this was going to happen. But see, the big, beautiful bill passage wasn't supposed to go into effect until after the 2026 elections. So they were smart enough. Oh, and a lot of things won't even go into effect until after the 2028 elections. Because your old boy's building himself a grand ballroom with gold chairs that he can just be hanging over. Dudes, the Republicans are in for a shock. 29 states where it is the adult children's responsibility to pay for everything for grandma and grandpa. You got a spouse that needs extended care? Fuck that. He's coming home now. We have no place to put our Alzheimer's people. We have no place to put our dementia people. We have no place to put our Parkinson's people. We have no place to put people after they've had a stroke. We have no place. Because see, what used to happen is people used to have things like health insurance that paid for nursing home care and long-term care. Didn't pay for it anymore. See, because our health insurance CEOs, they just keep cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. They're the gatekeeper that keep us from our own medical care. Only place you're going to get good medical care for your grandma? Mexico. Hopefully you can get her down in Mexico City or Canada. Hopefully you have some sort of big in-demand job, which is one of the reasons why if you are an older woman, I don't care if you never wanted to be a nurse, if you never wanted to be a nurse anesthetist, if you never wanted to be a nurse practitioner, sucks to suck, now might be the time. If you thought you were too old, I tell you, one of the reasons, they're always going to need healthcare people everywhere. I don't care if you're an ambulance driver, I don't care what, but if you may need to get out of this country with your mother in order to get her care. I went through this a couple years ago, saying that I wanted to move my mother to Ireland, where she would receive care. She was too scared. She didn't want to leave Kansas City. Thank God my brother got her to Kansas and got her over to the Kansas side, where she's now on Medicaid from Kansas. She knows what's happening. These elderly people are going to be tossed in the street because these for-profit businesses, and they are all for profit, are not going to keep grandma and grandpa pay for their meds, pay for everything when they are not getting paid back by Medicaid. They won't be able to staff the place. The only way that any hospital stays staffed is through Medicaid reimbursements. And when those dry up, which they will, because our dumbity-dumb friends thought that this Medicaid cut was only going to hurt able-bodied young men living in their mother's basement. Because the Republicans are lying. That's all they do is lie. So call your grandma or see her while you can while she's still here. Because this is going to be bad.